So in the previous video, we have created the class shape and we have declared the color attribute inside the class shape, and we have created the circle class that extends shape and the rectangle class that also extends shape. Now we need to know how to put both circles and rectangles inside the same array or array list. So if we are in the main here and we need to declare an array list that contains both the circle and the rectangle, so if we say array list of, we cannot say here either circle or rectangle, we should say shape, because this is an array list of shape, and let's call it my shape equals new array list. So in this list I can add the circle and I can add the rectangle. So let's add the circle here. So my shapes dot add C, which is the circle I have just created, and my shapes dot add R, which is the rectangle I have created. And then let me go through a for loop for each shape S in my shapes, print the shape, which is S dot to string, looping through the shapes. And let's look at this display of the shapes. So if we run, then looping through the shapes, the first shape was the circle shape and the second shape was the rectangle shape. So what if I want to calculate the area of the circle and the rectangle and the perimeter of both of them? So I know for sure what is the area of the circle and what is the area of a rectangle, but I have no idea what's the area and the perimeter of a shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add two methods here, public double area. So this method should return the area of a shape, and I don't know what is the area of a shape. I'm going to just return 0 and a perimeter, public double perimeter, and still I don't know the perimeter of a shape because the shape is not completely defined, so I'm just going to return 0. In the circle I'm going to override, so I will override a method, the area method and the perimeter method. And here, if I need to use the code of the parent, I'm going to use the super.perimeter, but actually I don't have anything to use from the parent, so I'm going to delete the super and return 2 times math.py times radius. And here also I don't need the super code, so I'm going to remove this and return math.py times radius times radius. So here I have pi r square and here 2 pi r for the perimeter of the circle. What about the rectangle? I know that I can calculate the area and the perimeter of a rectangle, so I'm going to insert code, override. I want to override the area and the perimeter. Again, I don't need the super code, so I'm going to remove it. And the perimeter is 2 times length plus width, and the area of a rectangle is length multiplied by. Here I have declared a method for returning the perimeter of the rectangle and another one that both of them override the parent method, which is defined in the shape, the area and the perimeter here. So let's go back to the main method and display the area and the perimeter of both shapes. Here I'm going to say system.out, the area is, and plus shape dot area, and the perimeter is plus shape dot perimeter. So let's run and see. Looping through the shapes, this is the circle, this is the area of the circle and the perimeter of the circle, and this is the rectangle and this is the area of the rectangle and the perimeter of the rectangle. So what we want to know here is that both shapes, the circle and the rectangle, although they are different classes, they were grouped under the same umbrella, which is the parent class shape, and we could loop through this array list shape by shape and use the common methods inside these two classes, which are toString, area, and perimeter. This is the whole idea behind inheritance, is to be able to use the code that is already defined and written in the parent class and to group several classes under the same class, which is their parent class. That's it for today's video. Thank you for listening.